Hello, welcome to McBoss Capital channel. My name is Michael Chu. In this video, we're going to talk about my growth stocks list that I follow. This is for the week ending July 10th, 2026. Right here, we still have IB allocation 60 to 80%. We did have one distribution day this week, which is pushing the Nasdaq with 9 on Nasdaq, 5 distribution days on S&P. So there's been a lot of distribution lately. However, we did close the week net positive, more than 117 stocks here versus 93 in accumulation. And then same with industry groups. And then we see some of the sectors that are doing better: technology, commodities, and financial. So here's the growth stock list. I follow around 600 stocks here that I follow. About 36% of them are currently in downtrend. In uptrend. So there's way more in downtrend. It has dropped from earlier in the week and also from last week, which closed at 48% in uptrend. So obviously the market has weakened this week. But as I mentioned, it did recover from Wednesday's drop there to 30%. So now we're standing at 36% in uptrend. So looking at the list here, we have ranking based on performance here, and that is since March 30th. And obviously, since that time, most top stocks are in the technology sector, but we're seeing a lot of them are in downtrend, right? So they're below the 1021 day, but we are seeing some also bouncing back right now. So whether that will continue, we'll have to see. But as we mentioned in the main market video, there's some signs of improvement, especially with Nasdaq finding support near its 50-day moving average. So that could be a good setup for coming week. But again, earnings season starting, there's a risk obviously with earnings season. It can go either way. So that is something that one has to manage. So at the top here, we have MXL still in downtrend, but we have Penguin back in uptrend since it reported its earnings. Here's MaxLinear MXL. So we had this breakout right here. However, that was short-lived. As you can see, it pulled back sharply, almost like a bull trap, which is not a good thing. So that's something to be aware of. And so we came back down below the red line here and we bounced once again. But look at what happened after that bounce. It found resistance at the 10-day here. It couldn't go above it. And on Friday, we came back down to the red line once again, and we're going to be testing this red line in coming week. Here's Penguin Solution. It also broke out after it reported really good earnings and guidance, and you can see that they actually jumped over 25%, which is remarkable. So before that, it was at just slightly below the pink line 21 day here. And it has been very choppy, like most stocks in the tech area has been very choppy recently, and you can see it bounce off that. However, it did give back on Thursday, it reversed, and then on Friday it came down more, but it did find support ultimately just above the green line here, and then it closed in the middle range. So maybe this one has more room to move because it has proven with its earnings and guidance. Next here we have A-Lab and SNDK both still in downtrend. Let's go look at the chart. Astera Labs here, A-Lab. So it did bounce back after hitting a low here recently on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then Thursday it bounced back pretty strong, but closed at the bottom of the range. And then on Friday it went under the 10-day and then it came back up and closed in the middle range, just near exactly the 10-day green line here. So it is overall still in a downtrend. If you draw a high, the highs here are trend line down. You can see it is very severe, very steep. So here's SanDisk also correcting pretty sharply here below the red line 50-day. Then we start to bounce back on Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday we were testing the lows once again on Thursday and was able to close at the top of the range. So this looks a lot better. So we'll see if this can follow through next week. Next, we have Civo here, also in uptrend, and CISO, a financial stock, also in uptrend. Looking at Silicon Motion here, you can notice this stock has been reluctant to go down. Every time it goes down, it just bounces back up very quickly. So this one also doing really well right now, above the 10-day, and Friday we were able to bounce off it as well. Next, we have CISO. This is in the financial credit processing area. This one has been running pretty nicely here above the 10-day. We finally came below the 10-day here this week. But again, it only spent 1 day below it, and then the next day it bounced really strong. And for Friday, was able to follow through up 1.3%. Once again, we are not too far from the high. Next, we have Credo and MU. Both are still in a downtrend. Looking at Credo Technology here, CRDO. This one has been hovering around the 1021 day, trading and below above it. And then on Wednesday, Thursday, it will bounce back up, but Friday, it has started to go back down. And once again, now it's sitting near its 10-day. Here's Micron Technology. This will also have a sharp correction back to near its 50-day. Look at how it never touches the 50-day, and then it bounced here, so that was good. And then, but Thursday it reversed from the high here, which is near the 10-day, 21-day. Once again, now it is below it. And Friday, you can see it couldn't move much higher also. So yeah, so that is still on a downtrend. So we have to break above those short-term moving average. So next we will look at also VPG, VSH, and MAWA all in downtrend. Here is this VPG, VJ position group. It's corrected to the red line here. Notice how Thursday it couldn't even close at the top. And then Friday we came back below it, although it didn't close at the low of the range. But it's just showing very lots of weakness here as it couldn't even come back to near the green line. Here's VSH, looks slightly worse. You can see it's already below the red line, and it's having a lot of trouble even coming anywhere close to it right now. So again, it's good to study stocks that are in downtrend because it shows you relatively you can compare stocks and that one is worse than other just based on how they look. Here's Marvel Technology also corrected to the red line here. So these stocks have corrected a lot, 28% from the high here. It is currently just, it found resistance here at the 1021 day. It closed at the bottom, and then Friday we kind of came back down all the way to the red line. Here's Seagate Technology, also correct recently. This one also bounced back slightly. It is near the 1021 day right now. It did find support on Friday. As you can see, the 1021 and 50 day kind of try to converge, and it bounced off the red line here and closed at the 1021 day. So it looks slightly better just because of that. But overall, you can see if you draw a trend line from the highs here, it is still very steep. But if we cross above those highs right here, that might be a better sign. So we did cover AMD and ARM in the main market video. Please follow that to see the analysis there. Then we coming down here, we see Dell still in uptrend, Hinge, this is medical products, 10B software security, Datadog software enterprise, ICHR, this is a semiconductor equipment group stock. But Dell has been acting really strong here. You can see how tight this base is. It never really crossed below the 21 pink line and stay below it as well. It found support multiple times now. And then from here, we continue to bounce back higher. And on Friday, it did give back. It gave back 3.3%, so that is a negative. But we're still above the 10-day very nicely here. Here's Hinge Health, very strong stock as you see here in the chart. It's been riding the green line very nicely here. Look at how tight this is trading even when it was extended. It just doesn't want to close much lower. It bounced back right away. On Friday, it did come back down again slightly, but we're still above the 10-day. So we'll see if this will bounce once again here. And Friday was a very bad day for biotech. So if we look at the biotech XPI here on the ETF side, we see a pretty big pullback all the way to the 10-day. So the fact that Hinge didn't do that, it's already showing very strong relative performance. So here's Tenable Holdings here, bouncing really strong as well. Look at how it pulled back, and then we found support right here as it not even come close to the green line yet. It already found support. Bounced really strongly on Thursday. Friday it did give back 3.9%, but we are still very much above the green line here, acting really strong. Datadog also finding support here recently on the 10-day here. So it's looking pretty good. Friday gave back 4%. So Friday was a very rough day for the software. We did cover this on the main market video, but just to see it again here, we can see here Thursday we bounced off from a pullback here, and but Friday we gave back a lot of that, and it came back down to the main moving average here. So if you see any software stock not coming back down, to the main average is probably a good sign, but this one did come back down to the 10-day. So again, we talk about the chip stock. Not all the chip stocks are bouncing back above the short-term moving average, but this one is bouncing back. Look at the 10-day green line here. We come down and then we never touch the red line. We bounce off it. Wednesday, Thursday we came above it, but we closed weak. But Friday we test the low on from Thursday and bounce near the 21-day and close at the top. So it was up 4%. So this is showing relative strength performance right now among the chip stocks for sure. So here we see XMTR in the contract manufacturing bouncing back. Urgent here, medical biotech. EXTR computer networking making new high. IMOS here in the semiconductor group. So this is Geometry XMTR, a nice bounce on Friday here. Very tight consolidation here, pulling back to the red pink line, 21-day, but we found support here on Friday, up 2.5%. Again, nice pullback here and nice strong bounce here. This Eurogen, URGN symbol. This one has been riding the 10-day very nicely as well. Look at this. It did come back down on Friday, down 4%, but we're still way above the green line here. Here's EXTR. This is in the computer networking group, Extreme Networks. This one's really taking off after the bounce from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday falling through and making new high. So this is worth paying attention as it's already making new high. Here's ChipMOS, IMOS here, bouncing here to new high as well after Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Very strong move here. This stock is definitely volatile. You can see it swing back and forth very easily. So right now we did make a new high. Not sure we'll pull back, but it is showing strength at this moment. So we still have lots of stocks in downtrend: WDC, STM, Flex, LQDA, Okta. So the software security group got really hit hard this Friday as well. So this is the cybersecurity ETF. It has been moving up really nicely here as a security group here. But Friday it got knocked down pretty hard, 2.59% on this ETF. But let's look at Okta here. You can see that big move here, down 6%, over 6%, coming back to the 10-day green line here. So this is after a very tremendous run here, right? So again, I don't think that's unpredictable in that sense, where it came back down. I mean, it's very common for stocks to come back down to their 10-day moving average. So obviously the next thing is to look for a bounce there. Same thing with CrowdStrike here, coming down here. Also a sell point here, also giving up this 50 days. So this is one of the weaker one in that group. Here we have Snow and HPE. Both are still doing okay here. Here's Snowflake, bouncing off the 10-day. So it pulled back to 10-day, it bounced. So it did give back some on Friday, but it did make a new intraday high there, recent high too. This is Computer Tech Service, Hewlett Packard. This one also corrected quite a bit, almost near the 50-day bounce, and we had a strong bounce on Thursday, breaking back above the short-term moving average, and on Friday it made a new intraday high before pulling back, down 1%. So not giving back too much, so that's good. Here's Bloom Energy, BE, is currently in downtrend. So you can see this chart has been pretty volatile, to say the least. But right now, recently, you can just see it has no momentum upward whatsoever. Like the pink line is much more down, and then the blue line, you can see the blue bars are not really moving much higher even when they bounce, right? They close near the bottom range. So it's a very weak chart right now. So going down the list, we have GH, downtrend, HIMX, SITM. We talk about CrowdStrike. We have ASX still holding on. We have Kohu, Neo, ALGM, Synapse, all downtrend. We have Affirm trying to hold on as well. We have ASMTC, BHBN, downtrend. KFRC is holding up. MTRN, ASTH, downtrend. CBLT Geo is holding up. AMNT, AT is down. Twilio, NMA, TGDX, those are still in uptrend right now. Stop, PDFS, STRL, those are in downtrend. FA is in uptrend. We have LRCX, MKSI on, all still in downtrend. We have MGNI and ETSI here, bouncing back nicely. So this is McKnight. This is riding the 10-day very nicely here. It did give back quite a bit on Friday, but it's still overall above the 10-day. This is Etsy Retail Internet. This one make a strong move out on Friday, making to new highs, so that is very welcoming. Next, we have clock in the downtrend, TXN holding on, Chef in the downtrend, A10 is holding up, TTMI downtrend, BDSG in uptrend, UNH within 1%, ETON is in downtrend, RSI making new high. We also have NET here making new high. This is Rush Street Interactive in the leisure gaming equipment group. Look at this, continuing to make new high. It looks like the momentum is building much stronger now as the green line is starting to move at a faster rate. This is Cloudflare Net. It bouncing really nicely here, making new high on Thursday, but it did give back on Friday, so that was down 2% as we are a little bit extended from the green line here. So hopefully we'll find support here, and then after that we'll push the new high once again. We're Prim and LSCC in downtrend, DVA in uptrend, ANET in uptrend, Roku within 1%, PHG is downtrend, Amber is uptrend, we're FPS, ARCB, Clark all in downtrend. We have Shark Ninja, SN, Cisco, and AMI, both all three still in uptrend here. Let's take a look at these three stocks here. Here's Shark Ninja bouncing nicely here. So even though it hasn't made new high, we're very close to it. Here we have Cisco in the networking group here. Look at this, nice downtrend line broken. We bounced on Thursday and Friday. This is very nice move, very clean. Here's AMI. Also, sorry, this is AMI here. This one is pulling back, make a nice round small base here, and then it bounce off. And from there, we were able to continue to push the new high here. Looks really good. Next, we have NXPI, MYE, LNT, OSG, all still in downtrend. QNST make bounce to new high right here. That is in the commercial service advertising area. BLFS within 1%. Nexa, this one is doing well. MRX here in the financial service. This is Nexa Resources in the mining gold silver area. This one bounced back above the red line, which is the 50-day moving average. It's a very choppy stock in the teens pricing area, to about 2 billion market cap, but this is a nice move here. If we clear 15, that would be even better. We have DO, KNSA, AVT, GLW still in downtrend. We have GKOS in the medical products group making new high. We also see here Ramp also making new high in the computer tech service area. We're going to scroll down and skip some of these other stocks here. We'll just look at the ones making new high. PBF in the oil and gas refining area making new high. ARMK also making new high in the commercial service outsourcing area. UBS, Banks Money Center, SC, Retail Internet, EAT, Retail Restaurant, Globe Computer Software, AMG here, Finance Investment, PNTG, Medical Long-Term Care, Zebra, Electrical Miscellaneous Products. So then down here we have MPC, Oil Gas Refining, MUFG in the Banks Money. So we see some refining doing well, Banks Money doing well. We have BPOP in the Bank Southeast doing well. Another reload here in the oil and gas refining area. Banks Foreign, BAP, HSBC, and then we have CXS in the transportation rail. We have CHRW in the transportation logistics, Charles Schwab, SCHW in the financial investment, PSX, again, another one in the oil and gas refining area. Down here we have OMC in the advertising. So overall, you can see not too many stocks making new high. That is a challenge right now. But we did see the stocks somewhat recover, not all of them, but some of them recover from the midweek down days there. Overall, obviously the market conditions that deteriorate, very choppy. Many stocks are just very choppy right now. There's some still working well, making new highs, but a lot of stocks have already been corrected. It could correct more if the market turns out, so we'll see how things goes going forward. Can chips come back? We see some improvement in some of the chips related area, but not all are the same, so that is the question mark there. For software, we also seeing lots of turbulence. So we'll see if that group can also continue its momentum. Thank you all for watching. Have a very good day. And again, biotech got hammered on Friday, so out of the blue. But that's because probably there's some profit taking there after such a strong run. So it's a very tough market right now, and earnings season is coming up. Anything can happen during earnings season. There's a lot of risk there. Stocks can go up or down easily, quite a bit as well. Thank you for watching. If you like this, please like and subscribe. And if you have any stocks that I didn't mention, please comment so I know what you're looking at. Have a good day and weekend.